Laura Adams is a personal finance expert, author, and speaker who makes understanding complex financial topics simple. She's hosted the Money Girl podcast since 2008, and we're always happy to have her answer our readers' questions on Debt.com's Ask the Expert section. We got together to talk about her new book, MoneySmart Solopreneur. It comes out on September 22nd and is available for pre-order now. So I just wanted to start, if you could maybe give us a little intro of yourself.
I have been a personal finance expert, writer, speaker, podcaster since about 2007. I started podcasting in 2008, and that opportunity kind of led to a lot of other things, including writing books and doing PR as well. It's funny, when you write a book, people expect you to go out and talk about the book and really promote it, and realized I really liked it and kind of got into doing more PR. And now I work with a variety of brands, websites, companies, helping them spread education and good messages through PR is something that I really enjoy doing, and still doing a good bit of writing and podcasting on the side.
Yeah, and speaking of writing, we're here today mostly talking about your new book. What is it about and why is it important right now?
Yeah, this is the new book, MoneySmart Solopreneur. It is really something that I created out of a lot of requests. I was noticing that a lot of people have been very interested in working for themselves. They've been asking a lot of questions about starting a business. Right now, independent contractor, doing a side gig in the on-demand economy, it's great for you. But it's also great for anyone who also has aspirations to grow and maybe hire employees. And answer questions like, do I need to incorporate before I begin making money? Do I need a business bank account? What are all of the kind of administrative tasks that I need to be doing? When I talk about personal finance and business, I like to keep it, on a kind of a real basic level, and kind of just lay it out for people in a kind of a tips-based process, or tips-based format, so they can know exactly what they need to do when they finish the chapter.
There are a lot of important tips for solopreneurs, but I was wondering what you think the biggest money mistake a new solopreneur could make if you only had to pick one.
There's so many mistakes. A big one that I see often is people will get very excited about new revenue. They're doing a new maybe it's something in the on-demand economy, a new opportunity that they've started, and they are not thinking about taxes. And this is something that will catch up with you. You're going to figure out pretty soon, when the next tax day comes along, that you owe taxes that you may not have expected. So this can catch a lot of new entrepreneurs by surprise. Talking to an accountant, a friend or family member may have somebody that they recommend that you use, and figuring out, what are my estimated taxes going to be for this year. And what's so tricky about it is that you have to estimate. You have to really guess, what that income is going to be for your first year. You may completely overestimate, you may underestimate, but the IRS does require that you make your best guess at that.
The idea of focusing on your OMO, your one money objective. So could you talk a little bit more about that and how it fits in not only to people's entrepreneurial plans, but their debt plans?
Right. So your one money objective is this overarching idea or concept that you are trying to achieve with your money. And I think that we really can get confused because there's so many things we're supposed to be doing with our money. We're supposed to be saving. We're supposed to be looking at potential emergencies, retirement, saving for kids' education. But your one money objective is something that you want to focus on right now. And so what it helps you do is make decisions. And so, for instance, my objective is retirement. That's my one word. And so when I think about making a financial decision, I ask myself, is it going to help me build my retirement? Is it going to help me build the not only the income that I want to have in retirement, but help me retire on time when I want to retire? If the answer is no, that decision would not help you with your retirement, I know I'm not going to do it. So it really does help you center and say, okay, let's remove all the distractions and focus on this one objective at a time. And I do think that it can really help you.
Yeah, I like the idea of it reining in your decisions, because you have to be reminded every time, does this fit with my goal or does it not? I've seen all these one-off articles online about starting a freelance career or handling your side gig, but I never see all of this stuff in one place. So I always left with more questions than were answered in that article. So what I really like about it is that it really brings all of it together.
As I started doing research for the book, I was a little shocked that 85% of small businesses are what they call non-employee businesses. That means they're like me. They don't have employees. They may use other freelancers or independent contractors, but that's about 25, 26 million people who have solo businesses. That's a whole lot of people. And I think that number is growing as we're dealing with the challenges with the pandemic. I know so many people have been turning to the idea of working in the on-demand economy or creating freelance work as either a brand new career or a way to make extra money. And I'm also a big fan of giving people the idea of starting a business as a way to test an idea. I give some tips in the book for ways you can slowly kind of test ideas, run with the income streams that you have while testing new income streams, so that you're never really putting yourself at risk. You're allowing yourself the opportunity to go after opportunities, see if they make sense, and pivot, make a change if they don't, but never really leaving yourself vulnerable or at financial risk.
Right, and that can be a lot of pressure. And you talk too about the importance of paying off debt when you're starting something like this.
What I do encourage folks is to create safety nets before you launch into a business. And you can do this simultaneously. If you've got a steady 9-to-5 job with steady income, you're in the perfect situation to begin creating that safety net, to also have a side business or also make that leap eventually from the 9-to-5 to the business. So things like you're talking about, paying down debt, at least down to reasonable levels, building up your emergency savings, thinking about setting up your retirement plans. There may be a little bit of credit card debt that you might leverage to, buy some supplies or get started. But in general, I think paying down debt and not going into debt for business is a really stress-free way to begin a business and sustain it.
And you also mentioned that putting debt into your budget before you even start is very important, which is something that we like to emphasize on Debt.com as well. Before you start anything, when you're making any budget, you should definitely put your debt payments in it first.
I really do believe in prioritizing debt from high risk down to low risk. And so when I talk about high risk debt, we're talking about typically consumer debt, credit cards, maybe you've got some very high interest payday loans, dangerous types of debts with very high interest rates. Those you need to be aggressive to make sure that those are paid down aggressively. Other debts that are low interest, lower risk, such as a low rate fixed mortgage, even a low rate student loan that you may have. So there's definitely a lot of strategy with debt, as you know, at Debt.com. That's what you do. And so I definitely encourage folks, if you've got debt that you're dealing with, create a plan, have a strategy first. That may also make you feel more confident about starting a business. And starting a business and making extra money may also be a strategy to pay off your debt. So they can really work hand in hand.
And the final thing that I wanted to ask you was, who is this book really for? Who did you write it for? And could it benefit Debt.com's audience, and how?
I think anyone who is interested in sort of stepping into the entrepreneurial world, thinking about ways to earn extra income, or they've already started a business, but they're feeling like they're really not handling it efficiently, or they are not, let's say, using all the tools that they could to be the best money manager possible. I think it's for them. I think it's also for people who are worried about their future. If you're thinking, gosh, I don't have a retirement set up, I've got debt, maybe I'm struggling with not having the insurance that I want to have because I left a 9-to-5 job. There's a lot in the book about how you can create your own self-employed benefits package. So I think there's a lot of folks in your audience that could benefit, and I hope you'll check it out.
And it's available for pre-order right now?
It is. So if folks go to my website at lauradadams.com or to MoneySmartSolopreneur.com, there is a nice little package of bonuses that are available if you pre-order the book before September 22nd. Some good freebies there. I've got some other books and courses that I'm including for free just to incentivize folks to get the book during the pre-order phase, and then it'll be for sale everywhere that fine books are available as of September 22nd. So if you are looking for some additional resources, you can pre-order the book and also get my most recent book, Debt-Free Blueprint, may be of interest to you if debt is a topic on your mind. Giving away that ebook for free as part of the bonus package.
Thank you, Laura, for being with us today and talking about your new book.
Kira, this was great. Thank you so much.
We really recommend that our audience gets a hold of it, especially before just September 22nd for the pre-order.